Good morning, students. In this session, we are going to see what are the functions of a financial market. Before going to the topic in detail, let us recall the points what we have learned in the last session. We have learned about the introduction to the financial market, meaning and definitions of a financial market, and the scope of Indian financial market, types of a financial market on the basis of types of financial claims on the basis of maturity and the basis of time of issue of a financial claim and the timing of delivery of financial claim and organization structure of a financial market. On these basis we have the different types and we have seen about the role of financial market and we have also seen about the how the Indian financial market is divided. It is divided into two, that is organized and unorganized sector. Organized means it is framed by the government, that is regulators, financial institutions, financial market and financial services. Unorganized means it is not created by the government. For example, is the money lenders and indigenous bankers. Indigenous bankers is nothing but the I said the Tamil meaning, it is அடகு கடை இல்லைன்னா அடகு வியாபாரம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது அதான் indigenous bankers. These sectors gives loans and the financial assistance to the persons or the other people. This is known as an Indian financial market. And now we shall see about the functions of a financial market. What are the functions? These are the functions, that is intermediary functions. That is intermediary is nothing but the act as a between the two persons. Then who is the two person means it's nothing but the from the lender to the ultimate borrower. So two intermediaries are, lender is on the one side and the borrower is on the other side. That is கடன் கொடுப்பவர் கடன் வாங்குபவர் அப்படின்னு சொல்றது தான் intermediaries. So financial markets, they transfer the real economic forces from the lenders to the ultimate borrowers. Next we move on to the enhancing income. What about the income means? It is interest. How they get as an income means it is about the interest and the dividend they get their surplus investment. Dividend, it's from the shares contributing to the individuals and for the national income. Next comes your productive usage. Productive usage is nothing but the use of funds borrowed and enhancing the income to the gross national income. This is about the economic point of view we are learning. And capital formations, it helps for the new savings flow of 8K formations of the country. The capital formations helps in the country's savings, through which new saving flow is helps for the capital formations of the country. Next move to the price determinations. You know about this price determination depends upon the demand and supplies only. So determination of price on the traded financial asset through the interactions of the buyers and sellers. They provide the signals for the allocations of funds in the economy basis upon the demand and the supply. So this is very important for the price determinations mechanism, which is called as a price discovery process. Next comes under the sales mechanisms. So what is meant by sales mechanism? It is about the selling of a financial asset by investors and to give a benefits and marketability to the assets. It is known as in sales promotions. The selling of an asset is known as, what asset means? It is a financial asset. Next comes your informations. So financial market results in the generations and the consequent disseminations of informations to the various segments of a market because to reduce the cost of transactions of the financial assets. So these are the functions of a financial market. Let us recall the point. First comes under the financial markets. First point is about the intermediaries function, that is the transfer of process. This is the first point. Function, we have two functions. First, under the heading 1 we have learnt about all this. First is the intermediary functions. Under that we have learned about transfer of resources, enhancing income, productive usage, capital formations, price determinations, mechanisms and informations. Next, the second topic of about the financial functions. So, functions of financial market is divided into two. One is the intermediary functions and next one is the financial functions. Under the financial functions, we have only 3 points, that is borrowers funds. Why? Because to carry out the investment plans. Next comes lenders with the earning assets enables them to earn for a wealth by repaying assets in a productive venture. Next comes liquidity in the market because to facilitate the trading of funds. You know the meaning of liquidity. It is a cash which can be, it is easy flow of a cash is known as an liquidity. So these are the three functions, that is financial functions. Now let us see about the differences between the new issue market and the secondary market. New issue is nothing but the trading of securities on the first time. It is known as the new issue. Secondary is nothing but the depends upon the primary. That is new issue market is known as an secondary. So first let us know the meaning. So what is a new issue market is? It is market where the new shares is called the primary market or the new issue market. So other name for the new issue market is primary market. Uh, Next comes secondary market. The place where formally issued securities are traded is known as secondary market, which is nothing but the resale market. Just note it down. That is new issue is nothing but the initial issues and secondary market is nothing but the resale. Buying, it is a direct from a person and it is a indirect. Secondary market is a indirect buying and selling. Finance, it supplies funds of budding enterprises to existing companies for expansions and the diversification. It does not provide funding to the companies. Next, what about the securities? It is sold only once. It is sold at multiple times. Next, it is buying and selling is between the company and investors. It is only with the investors. Who are the gained person? Means company is the gained person. Here investor is the gained person. Intermediary is underwriter is only the intermediary, but here they are the brokers. The price for the new issue is fixed, but it is fluctuate depends upon the demand and supply. What is an organizational difference? Means not rooted to any specific spot or geographical locations, but it has a physical existence. That is physical existence. It is consistent to one place. So at least 5 points you have to memorize it for these differences between the new issues and the secondaries market. Next, move on for the classifications of a financial market. Classification refers to the marketable assets and the non-marketable assets. These are the two things under which the financial assets are classified. Marketable is nothing but transformations from one person to another person without much interventions. For example, shares of listed companies, government securities, bonds, public sectors. These comes under marketable. Non-marketable means cannot be transferred easily. Here, marketable means it can be easily transferred from one person to another person, but here it cannot be easily transferred from one to another person. And for example, bank deposits, provident fund, pension fund. What is the differences between the marketable and non-marketable? Just look into the example. Here they have given marketable. It is shares of listed companies, government securities, bonds of a public sector undertakings. It comes under the government. But here it is a bank deposit. It is a name of an individual. Provident fund, again name of a person. Pension fund, it's a name of an individual. NSC, savings certificate, insurance policy, it's all taken in the name of an individual. So it can be easily transferable. Just note it down, I'll explain it again. Marketable means which can be transferred from one person to another person. Non-marketable means which cannot be transferred from the one person to another person. And next important thing is you have to know all these do you know informations in each lessons, because This helps to have your creative questions in the examination point of view. While you are revising the lesson, please go through the do you know informations also. Here the information given is financial asset which is used for production and consumptions for creation of assets. This is one of the important points. And next is for these physical assets, since they cannot be used for further production, physical assets are used for consumptions only. This is a one word questions. So please make a note. And regarding your one word question, the answer is given below. And regarding your short answers, what are the components of organized sector? You know, organized and unorganized. We have got the answer. Note on physical, financial market, equity, debt. What is the price? How is price determined in the secondary market? Depends upon the demand and supply. And the definitions of financial market, differences between the spot market and future market. We in the book we have only 1 point. When you come to the school, I give a more points about these differences. But this is a very important question. And scope for financial market. Next comes a new issues market and secondary market. Just we have learned at least 5 points you have to memorize because it is a 5 mark question. And different kinds of a market, and discuss the role of financial market, functions, various types of a financial market. Please make a key note, key points in your commerce notes so that you can able to learn very easy. And have your look the video regularly so that you can able to answer the questions and you can able to answer the one word also. Thank you, students.